Hi, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to this episode of Project Appleseed's monthly giveaway. I'm your host, Jim Delahanty, also known as Ghost Rain on the Project Appleseed forum. I'm a master instructor with Project Appleseed, and joining me today is Jeff Yeager. He's known as Cleveland on the forum. Cleveland is also a master instructor, and he's the sitting national coordinator for the program. Welcome, Jeff. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jim, it's great to see you again.
Tech support tonight is being handled by Ross Crutchfield. He is the man in the booth. He's one of our senior instructors, and he goes by Roswell on the forum. Hey, Roswell.
Hey guys, happy to be here.
Yeah, glad to see it here too. Also, our deputy national coordinator, Mrs. Smith, is in the wings. She's in the comment section fielding some questions tonight. Thank you, Tracy. And thanks to all of you viewers for taking time out of your busy lives to join us here today. We really do appreciate it. Now, before we get started, Jeff, what news do you have about Project Appleseed?
Well, I'd like to get everyone to this weekend while they have that long holiday weekend where they're doing their cookouts, family reunions, fireworks, barbecue. Tell your friends about Project Appleseed. We call it seventh stepping in Project Appleseed. Encourage your friends to sign up and come to one of our events. Not only is it fun to shoot, but this is also the 250th anniversary of April 19th, 1775. We've got a lot of special targets and patches we're giving out this year, so it's a great time to get out. Plus, we're also giving away a $1,000 gift card to Palmetto State Armory to one lucky winner each month that's attended one of our events. So that is a pretty good reason to show up this month or this year for an event.
That is a fantastic reason, to be honest with you. That's kind of why we're here tonight, is to give away one of those cards. And what an amazing country this is. You pay a little bit of money, you get a whole weekend worth of instruction, you get a whole weekend worth of a history and heritage and 250 years ago. And man, it's a heck of a deal. Seventh stepping, that's the way to go.
And
That is
$1,000, that never hurts.
never hurts. Never hurts. And the history. Oh, and speaking of history, we've got some history today. Normally we'd do a dangerous old man story, but we're going to talk today about a dangerous founding father. He was only about 34 at the time of these things happening, but he's certainly a fantastic guy. We're going to talk about a man named Joseph Warren. Now, our Appleseed friends, people who've been to Appleseeds before, may recognize that name as the guy that sent William Dawes and Paul Revere out on that fabled ride in the early morning, to proclaim that the regulars are out, the regulars are out. But dude, he wasn't just a guy sending out messengers. No, he was much, much more than that. Dr. Warren was a man of extraordinary courage. And had he lived, he would undoubtedly be remembered as one of the fathers of this country, perhaps relegating George Washington to just a footnote in history. He was a leader, a true leader of the independence cause. He was a leader of the Sons of Liberty movement, a leader in the Committee of Correspondence, and he served as president of the Massachusetts Provincial Congress. Now, shortly after the fighting at Lexington and Concord, his men commissioned him as a major general in the militia. That's pretty high up there. Now, a month or so prior to that, actually on March 6th, we talk about April 19th, but on March 6th, to be precise, he gave a stirring speech at the Meeting House in Boston, commemorating the Boston Massacre, which had happened just 5 years prior. He did this even though the regulars had warned that, against any sort of commemoration. Anybody who spoke was liable to be killed by the regulars, and those type of meetings were outlawed. You weren't even supposed to have them. So he had this great idea. He was going to appear instead of a soldier or anybody, a rabble rouser of some sort. He wore over his clothes a toga. A toga was the symbol of a Roman citizen, a plebeian, just a regular guy, a regular dude. And he couldn't even get in to the meeting house. It was packed so full. And the regular officers were standing in the front pews. He had to climb a ladder and climb through a window at the back of the church and just appeared at the pulpit. And he gave his speech, this oration. And it's too light. It's really too lengthy to recite here. But please look it up because it really is superb. Remember now, within 5 weeks of this speech, the colonies and Great Britain would be at war. But this was not a speech to incite rebellion. This was a speech to strengthen the resolve of the people to make a stand, to make the choice for freedom. And the part that really gets me is this. He says, our country is in danger, but not to be despaired of. Our enemies are numerous and powerful, but we have many friends. Determined to be free, and heaven and earth will aid the resolution. On you depend the fortunes of America. You are to decide the important question on which is suspended the happiness and liberty of millions yet unborn. Act worthy of yourselves. Act worthy of yourselves. A few months later, on June 13th, 1775, mostly under the cover of darkness and with great effort, 1,200 militiamen already besieging Boston made a redoubt, a kind of a fortress on Breed's Hill, neighboring another hill called Bunker Hill. And they meant to prevent the British from fortifying the hills surrounding Boston. And this was a bold move, for His Majesty's forces could not afford for the colonists to have a cannon so close to the ports. And so within 4 days, on 17th June, 1775, just 250 years and 2 weeks ago, the regulars attacked. Now, during the construction of the redoubt, Dr. Warren approached General Putnam, he was in charge of this, and asked where he thought the heaviest fighting would be. And, well, the redoubt, he was told, but as a major general, he wouldn't have to fight there. Dr. Warren, that wouldn't do. He then volunteered as a private to fight at the redoubt. And during the attacks, of which there were 3, he enjoined his men with great effort to fight hard, and stating that he wanted to fight until he was knee-deep in the enemy's blood, and he did fight. And he helped the men repulse 2 attacks against the redoubts, the earthworks. He fought until the men had no more ammunition, and it was sword against bayonet. And then he fought hand to hand, and he allowed his men time to escape while the British made their final assault. And during that assault, his final act of heroism, he was shot. He was shot in the head and killed instantly. The British overran the redoubt. Many of the colonial militia, though, had escaped, and the battle was over. Now, when the regulars found out that it was Dr. Warren fighting so hard there, they were incensed, because he was well known as a leader of the Patriot revolutionaries, and they mangled his body. That he was stripped and stabbed beyond recognition. He was unceremoniously thrown into a mass grave with other patriots killed in the battle. And later, his friend Paul Revere would identify him by some dental work that he'd done for him. Thomas Gage, who would shortly be replaced, by the way, after the fiasco at Bunker Hill, once said that Warren's death was worth 500 men. But even with that, the math didn't add up for them. It was technically a victory for His Majesty's forces, but the casualties tell a completely different story. Colonial losses, 450 patriots. British losses, 1,054, many of them officers. The casualty count was the highest suffered by the British in any single encounter during the entire Revolutionary War. The leader of the British forces, General Clinton, later remarked in his diary that, a few more such victories would shortly put an end to British dominion in America. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dr. Joseph Warren, a dangerous man, a founder of our country. And on this day, so near to the 250th anniversary of all of these events, I ask you to contemplate this wonderful country and the sacrifice of those who perished to bring us our freedoms, and to act worthy of yourselves. Thank you.
Huzzah. Thanks, Jim. That was a great story.
Yeah, the act worthy of yourselves part, brother, I strive to do that all the time.
Yeah, it's a real challenge for us all, isn't it?
It is. It is.
What a
Hey, this is
message.
this is the segment of our program where we generally bring last month's winner in here. You may remember him as Graham R. Graham won a $1,000 gift card to Palmetto State Armory, and he's actually used it, and he would normally be with us tonight, except dude got married like 3 days ago. He's literally, married. He's got folks in from out of town, and he just couldn't make it. And I don't know, Jeff, I think we may give him a pass. We might just have to give him a pass at the appearing. What do you say? You think so?
Yeah, I think honeymoon's a good excuse. We'll let him slide this time.
Yeah, just this
Hey,
time. If he wins again, though, yeah, he's gonna
yeah,
have to
next
come back
month we'll
on.
get him in here.
All right. Okay, so let me set up for the drawing, guys. Just one moment. I got to stop the video and go over to our cage.
So we're drawing for $1,000 Palmetto State Armory gift card. Everyone that's attended an event this last month is automatically entered to win $1,000. So let's see who wins this month.
Okay, well, we've got our little friend Finley helping us out today to turn the drum. And so we've got 262 entries in the drum today. And let's see who wins. Who wins the $1,000 gift card?
The suspense.
The suspense is, yeah, it's getting me too. 42. 42 is the number today.
Number 42. Steve F. from Virginia. You've just won $1,000 Palmetto State Armory gift card.
Steve
Huzzah.
F., fantastic job, brother. Fantastic. Okay, I will be right back amongst the friends here. And that is really cool. Okay, so Steve will be in contact with you. Make sure that you know what's going on. And congratulations again, dude. Really, come to an event, learn a lot of fun stuff, and you get a chance to win. That's fantastic. Viewers, again, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for being part of this magnificent 250th anniversary of these happenings in our nation. And I want to thank you, Cleveland, and Roswell, and Tracy in the comments today. And congratulations again to this month's winner. And be sure to join us next month, August 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern, when we draw another name for a $1,000 gift card. So I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll see you on the line. And don't forget, dry fire. Man, it's not just practice, it's a way of life. Take care, guys.
See you all on the line. Good night.